Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday. Well, let me start you out with this story. Can you come a little bit closer? Come on, just a little bit closer. All right, listen in. True story, true study. This study was done by Dr. Bernie Siegel. He actually did research on a condition called MPD, which is multiple personality disorder, which is basically just people that have multiple different personalities. You know, one time they're Bob, next time they're Ted, next time they're Ernie, next time they're Sarah, next time they're Mary, like different personalities. So that's what his whole entire life was about. And so he did this study, and what he realized was the potency of these people's beliefs that they had become a different person resulted in an unquestioned command to their nervous system to make massive changes in their biochemistry. So basically, hello, Mr. Larry. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Jim Ali. Hello, James. As you guys are jumping on, just really quick. As you guys are jumping on, if you guys are watching this live, drop a 1 down below. If you guys are watching it as a replay, drop a 2 down below. And if I've already seen you because we were playing yesterday, I want to say hello, welcome back. If this is the first time you see me, my name is Sherry Hollenbach, and we're on this journey. I'm getting ready to finish my story. Don't you worry. I'll go back to that. But we're on this journey together. We decided to do this crazy idea a few days ago to where for these next 30 days, we're going to be studying and learning and growing how to have increased love, increased happiness, increased money. And if you guys like any of that, by the way, just drop down a hashtag. Let's just a hashtag me. Let's do hashtag me. So let me bring you back to the study really quick. So basically this dude is out there studying these MPDs, multiple personality disorders. And what he realizes is whenever people switch personalities from Mary to Ted, their biochemistry would change. Now, what does that mean, Sherry? What that means is whenever somebody switched personalities, their eye color would change. So, same person, but when they switch personalities, they'd go from green to blue eyes, or blue to green eyes, or brown to red, or not red eyes, hopefully not red eyes, but brown to green eyes. They'd actually switch the color of their eyes because they believed they were a different person. What would also happen to them is birthmarks, body marks would change as they switch personalities, would literally appear or disappear. Oh my gosh, drop a hashtag wow, that blows your mind. This is a legit study. This is not Sherry's study. This is a legit study that was done at a university. What also would happen is when they switch personalities, they would actually have diabetes. And they would switch another personality, and then they would no longer have diabetes. Like, this is crazy! Like, this is blowing your guys' mind. If it's blowing your mind, just drop a little heart thing if it's blowing your mind like it blew my mind. What would also happen is if one personality had high blood pressure, then whenever they switched, and all of a sudden they didn't have high blood pressure. Like, this is crazy. And if that doesn't tell you how strong our beliefs are, like, I don't know what else does. Another story. Let me just tell you another story. Is it okay if I just tell you one more story, by the way? Okay. Yes? Miss Patty, Chastity, Tracy, Greg, Aaron? Is it okay if I tell you one more story? And as you guys are dropping in, drop a hey girl, hey Aaron, hey Tracy, everybody. But the second story, this is a groundbreaking research case. 100 medical students was brought into a lab, and they were given this blue pill. And the blue pill, they were told it was going to be let's just call it a tranquilizer, right? So it was going to slow down their breathing, slow their whole body down, a tranquilizer. So this blue pill was going to be a tranquilizer. And the doctor that gave them the pill believed it was a tranquilizer. So 100 students took this tranquilizer. But what it actually was a super stimulant. Which, if you take a super stimulant, what happens is your pulse races, like you just, like hype up, right? So they were all given a super stimulant, but they all believed it was a super tranquilizer. 50%, the results was this, 50% of the medical students' results, their body responded to what they believed would happen. So even though they were given this stimulant, they believed they were given a tranquilizer, and 50% of their body responded as though it was given a tranquilizer. So their body defied, their biochemistry defied, their beliefs defied what the drug was supposed to do. And then they went and did the study again, but they did it reverse. So they were all given this tranquilizer, but they all believed that it was a super stimulant. So 100 students was given another pill by a doctor that believed that pill. I know, this is crazy. And we're not talking placebo. Like, this is not placebo. Like, they were actually given a drug that is proven, right, to either be a tranquilizer or a stimulant. It's proven to do that over and over. But because they believed they were given the other, their body reacted with their beliefs. So the ones that were given the second case, right? 50% responded the way that they believe their body should respond. So in closing point, our beliefs, they go way deeper than we can even fathomly imagine. Like they're potent, and that's what this chapter is about. This chapter is about chapter 4, by the way. And what I'm going to go into some heavy detail, and we're going to close out with the homework assignment at the very end. Which, by the way, how many of you guys did your homework assignment? Thank you, Erin. I like my hat, too. It's Mr. Hula representing. Hi, Jamie. Hi, James. But this homework assignment, how many of you guys did the homework assignment last night? I'm just curious. If you did the homework assignment, hashtag I did it. And I just want to know. I just want to do some call-outs if any of you did your homework. But what I want to go and identify just really quick is global beliefs. And what global beliefs are really, really big beliefs. These global beliefs can either kill you, or they can actually allow you to survive. They can cause you to live your entire life in stage 17 depression, or they can cause you to be an insanely juicy human. They can cause, beliefs are everything. And global beliefs, what they are is like life is, I am, people are. So like, not to get controversial, but global beliefs are whenever you generalize. So like black people are, white people are, Hispanics are, whatever. Cops are, girls are, guys are, X. So we generalize all these people into something as they are. Little dogs are, no offense, Bensley, bulldogs are, whatever, just groups of things are. Next part of it is life is. Life is a test. If that's your belief, you're gonna react way differently versus if someone says life is a playground. Another example is I am. What do you say about yourself? I am. Good job, Patty. Patty did her homework. Greg did his homework. Very good. Stephanie, did you do yours? Amber, did you do yours? I'm just curious. Okay, or the strongest need to, okay, so backtrack. You guys got me distracted. I was so proud of you, celebrating you for a second for doing your homework. High five, right there. Okay, bring it back. I am a shy person. That's a global belief. You're generalizing. I am a shy person. I am an outgoing person. I am a risky person. I am a procrastinator. What are some things you identify yourself? If I were to say, who are you, Greg? Who are you, Amber? Who are you, Patty? Who are you, Stephanie? Who would you say you are? Who are you, Samuel? Who are you? I am a shy person. I am an introvert. I am an extrovert. I am a rebellious. I'm a procrastinator. I am lazy. I'm hyper-driven. I am healthy. I'm unhealthy. I have energy. I don't have energy. So one thing I want you guys, as you guys are dropping this down below, so drop it down below. That's your hint to drop it down below. I am what? I want you guys to listen to this quote. One of my favorite quotes is the strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent with who you identify yourself as. And otherwise put, the strongest force in the human personality is the need to stay consistent to how you define yourself. This can serve you or not serve you. So what I mean by that, let me just bring it home. Are you guys following this, by the way? Hashtag follow if you guys are following this. Darla, John, Tracy. What that means is if you say that I am a prime example, a gentleman I was just talking with earlier today, about an hour ago, I said, okay, who do I define yourself as? Like, who are you? And he said, well, I'm a shy person. I keep to myself. I'm quiet. Okay. What that just finished doing to him is, do you think at any point he will ever put himself into a group of people? Do you think at any point he will ever go out there to try to expand his network? Do you think at any point he will ever try to step outside of his limits? No, the answer is no. Because the strongest force for the human personality is the need to stay consistent with who you define yourself as. So if you call yourself a shy person, no matter what, every cell in your DNA is going to have to match you are a shy person. Whether you like the definition or not, because you start speaking that definition, you will have to become that definition, period. You don't realize you're doing it, but you're doing it. If you think you're a procrastinator, if you think you are not enough, if you think you're not very intelligent, you will not put yourself in situations to be intelligent. You will not allow yourself to be intelligent. Are you guys getting this? Are you guys getting this at all? Like, yes, hashtag get it if you guys are getting it. I'm just curious. The strongest force in the human personality is need to stay consistent with who you define yourself as. I say that 50 million times. Is probably important, so you should get a tattoo of it. So these words, I'm not saying you should tell yourself, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. I'm so glad we have so many happy people on here. Very good. But it's not like these like weird affirmations or whatever. I'm just being super direct with however you define, if I were to say right now, and this would be a time to just really get real with yourself, Aaron, really get real with yourself, Stephanie and Tracy and Christy, and ask yourself, who am I to define? If someone were to define you, how would they define you? And what you realize is the strongest force for the human personality is the need to stay consistent with who you define yourself with. So be so careful with how you define yourself, because how you define yourself will either limit your world or it'll expand your world. So on another note is, how could you expand your identity? You say you're an introvert, you will not put yourself in extroverted situations, most cases. So let's just play around and see how you could expand your identity. I'm playful, I'm full of love. Like I'm a leader. And if you guys say you're not a leader, I'm just curious. I'm just curious because the strongest force in human personality is need to stay consistent with who you define you as. Okay, all right, I pounded that point home. Somebody in here need to hear that, so that's why I'm telling you that right now. Okay, here we go, back to this. Once accepted, our beliefs become unquestioned commands to our nervous systems, and they have the power to expand or destroy the possibilities of our present or our future. So the question is, what is a belief? Well, a belief is just really simple. Is something you feel really certain about. So if you believe, hey, I'm an intelligent person, all you're basically saying is you're saying, hey, I am 100% certain that I'm an intelligent person. Or if you say, hey, I'm sexy, I'm sexy, all you're saying is you're 100%, which I'm just curious, how many of you guys, whenever I said that, whenever you thought about saying it yourself, made you feel a little bit uncomfortable? Drop a 3 down below if you felt a little bit uncomfortable. Or if I were to tell you to say, hey, I'm sexy, to yourself, drop a 3 if that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm going to show you exactly why. So if you're saying I'm not intelligent or I'm not sexy, all you're basically saying is I'm not certain I'm intelligent. I'm not certain I'm sexy. I'm not certain I'm confident. I'm not certain I'm worthy. That's all you're saying. So how can you change it up? Well, let me explain how it works really quick. Let me find a marker. Okay, here's how you can build a new belief. Because what happened is 99.99% of all of our beliefs or our definitions of who we are came from other people, not you. It came from your parents, came from your siblings, came from your work environment, came from your friends. By the way, how they define you is also your need to stay consistent with who you identify as, but also has other people identify you as. Be careful of your inner circle here. All right, here we go. So, okay, a couple people are a little bit down on the sexy part. All right, let me help you change that just really quick. So here we go. Here's how it starts. By the way, I think all of you guys are very sexy. Just very, very. Bentley and I both agree. All right, here we go. And you know what? Let me just tell you why really quick. I think intelligence is sexy. I think growth is sexy. I think willing to step outside your comfort zone is sexy. I think all of you guys on here, why you're 100% sexy, I wasn't going to talk about this, but why you guys are 150,000% sexy is because the fact is you're somebody that wants to do more and be more and serve more and become more and sit on this Facebook Live and listen to me talk and actually do the work. Like, I see who's doing the work and who's not doing the work, and you guys are doing the work. So drop down a hashtag I am sexy. Just drop that down. Okay, here we go. Here's how beliefs are made. It starts out with this little idea. And think about this with a table. So this is the tabletop. And what happens is the tabletop, if it doesn't have any legs, what happens to it? Drop it down below. What happens to it, Kelly? Robert? Craig? Good job, Greg. That's right. What happens to a tabletop if it has no legs? Drop it down below. Facebook Live is so slow. That's why you guys don't need to come to my home and hang out with me and Bentley. All right, it'll fall apart. Good job, Aaron. Good job, Chrissy. Good job, Kelly. Good job, Tracy. It falls. So what happens is the idea won't stick around very long. So if you think you're sexy, but you're not, you don't really have any reference points, it's just gonna fall. It's just gonna be blown away by the wind, blown away by the very first person that looks at you funny, blown away by the very first person that, is fighting some inner garbage and dumps it on you. So how do you build a tabletop? What it needs something called legs. And legs, another word, you're gonna hear me use them a lot, is called references. And so what basically is you go back into your life and you're like, okay, what is some references, real life experiences that I experienced that help support this idea? So let's say the idea is, let's just use, this is so funny I'm teaching on this, but let's just use the whole thing sexy. So the reason why you don't feel like you're sexy, and you can use the same thing if you don't feel like you're very intelligent or you don't feel like you're a leader or you don't feel like you're lovable or you don't feel like you're enough, is just because you don't have any conscious legs underneath your table to validate that belief. That's why you don't believe it. So how do you change it? You build references. So what I want you guys to go ahead and do, by the way, does anybody on here, good job, you guys. I hang out with all these sexy people. So all you guys got to do on here is build references. So what I want you to do for just a moment is I want you to go back into your lifetime. And I want you to think about, if you had to, I know you don't have any, but if you had to think about some real life references that validate the fact that you are sexy, what would they be? I love doing this with a room full of people. What would they be? If you had to figure out some real life reference points, what would they be? They could be something small, something big. Maybe the way you look in your jeans. I don't know. Maybe the way that your spouse looks at you sometimes. Maybe the fact that, you can identify with some movie star that kind of looks like you. I don't know. Maybe the fact that, I don't know, come into your life. Like, how do you know that you're sexy? Let's just even make some stuff up. Like, is your hair nice? Is your shoulders nice? Is your whatever? Just give me some reference points. I need some help here. This is interactive back and forth. Drop down below. Good job. When you drop 97 pounds, Aaron. That's right. Okay, Aaron, thank you for helping me with this example. Is you would write that down as one of your reference points. So drop 97 pounds. Dang, that type of determination and strength, like that is sexy. Okay, so give me another one. Drop it down below. I need another one. Aaron, I need another one. Tracy, I need another one. Danny, I need another one. Give me some more references. And while you guys are dropping down your references down below, here's one thing I want to point out. So many things. But your references, there's two things about them. Number one is the more emotionally involved with you, those references, like they're more personal to you, the stronger those legs are. And number two, the more references you have, the stronger that table will be, which means the stronger the belief will be. So I want you guys just to play right now, because we can do the same thing with intelligence. We can do the same thing with leadership, but there's some different ways that validate that you're sexy. I got out of a 7-year marriage. Abusive marriage, that's right. Like that type of courage, that type of courage, like that is sexy. Tracy made a beautiful red silk dress and looked like a 12. Oh, look like a 12. That's right. Write that down as one of your references, you guys. Think about, back in the day whenever you were wearing your prom dress, or back in the day or whenever, or maybe just last week, or maybe, somebody gave you a compliment. Like, just take a second and get this block out of your head and take a second on the different reasons on why you feel like you're sexy. References. And by the references, let me tell you this is really important too. Do your references need to be accurate or do they need to be real? No, you can get them from a book. You can get them from somebody else. You can get it from me saying, hey, you know what? I think you're sexy. I've told you this like 50,000 times, everybody. I just gave like 500 compliments all at once to everybody on here. They don't have to be real and they don't have to be from you, because what happens is the human brain is so brilliant at manipulating and distorting references to period. Whether those references service or not service, they are very good at manipulating references. An example is this. While you guys are still trying to figure out how you're sexy, what I want you guys to do for just a second is stop right here. I want you to look around the room. This will prove the point. And I want you to look around the room and look for everything red. Just take a minute, look around, not my room, your room. Good job, Greg. I'm sexy because I'm a great father. That's right. Oh my gosh. How many of you guys think a great father is ultra sexy? Just even the fact somebody loves his kids is ultra sexy. Drop down a heck yes. Heck yes. Like, I'm dropping down a heck yes. That's an amazing reference point. Good job. Now build another one, Greg. Build another one, Tracy. Build another one, Ashley. Build another one, Aaron. But while you guys are doing that, look around the room and look for everything red. I'll give you 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop. Back here. Okay, drop down below. How many red things did you see? Drop down below. How many red things did you see around your room? Now my question is, how many blue things did you see? How many blue things? Oh, Sherry, we weren't looking for blue things. We were supposed to be looking for red things. So all of a sudden we can't see anything blue. Okay, another thing. Go ahead and look around the room. And I want you to look for everything white. Just one more time, look for everything white. It's a huge teaching moment I use all the time. Look around, look for everything white. Another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Darla says I'm sexy because I'm a survivor. Heck yes, Darla, good job. That's right, whatever your reference points to put underneath your little table. Perfect. And the more reference points, the more it turns into a belief. The more emotional they are, this will serve you or not serve you. You can intentionally make it to serve you. The more it turns into a belief. So now you guys have officially looked around the room for something white. And I want to ask you, drop down below, how many green things did you see? Sherry, we're not supposed to be looking for green. We're supposed to be looking for white. See, what happens is the brain will always find things it's looking for, and it will delete things it's not looking for. And it will actually manipulate, because how many of you guys, as you were looking around, you saw things that were like beige, and you said, okay, that's white, and you counted that part of your number. So you actually manipulated the truth. It wasn't white, it was beige, to validate your belief. So we do this that doesn't serve us, we're just gonna do it to where it actually serves us today. Okay. Are you guys following with me? Smash the heart button if you guys are still here and present. I gotta make sure this is a deep one. Bring it back to here. Do your reference points need to be accurate or real for you to be willing to use them? The answer is no. I already answered that. Even our own personal experiences we lived that we were so certain about and we feel so certain about, they were actually distorted by our own perception. Period. Like you're walking outside and based on your filter of the world, somebody looks at you, and if you have a table with a whole bunch of legs that says you're sexy and they look at you, you're like, dang, I think I'm sexy. I'm looking good today. But if you don't have that belief, if you're not certain you're sexy, and you might say, I'm not very attractive or whatever, I'm out of shape, I don't look very good. If that's your belief, then they look at you. The same person looks at you the exact same ways they look at the other person that had a different belief, and you look at them and you're like, oh my gosh, like, they think I'm weird. Have you guys ever been guilty of this? Drop a 2 down below if you guys have been guilty about this. Let's just be real. So what happens is, even our perception of our past references are totally distorted. Okay, so coming back to here is human beings are capable of such distortion and invention and manipulation. We can use these to build our own references to serve us. We already covered that topic. A great example is Roger Bannister. Okay, do any of you guys know Roger Bannister? Yes, drop a yes down below if you guys know who Roger Bannister. He broke the dude that was the first human in history to ever run the 4-minute mile. So what happened is Roger Bannister had no real life references to validate the belief that he could go run 4-minute mile. Also, no human being in the entire world has ever ran 4 minutes. So he didn't have anything real that he could put underneath his table to validate this belief. But what he did was he created one up in his mind. So in his mind, he wrote this huge entire story about it. What he would do is every single day he would run the race in his mind as though he ran a 4-minute race. And he built an imaginary story in his head. Which, can your brain tell a difference between your imagination and reality? The answer is no. The answer is no, just heads up. So if you're saying, Sherry, I don't got no legs for my table in my history, number one, no. Yeah, you do. Just ask me and I will tell you. I already gave you one earlier. But let's say hypothetically you really can't think of one. We'll build one up in your head. Just some sort of image of yourself in your head that makes you feel sexy. And you go revisit enough, it'll become a leg. So Roger Bannister did just that. He built up his head long enough to where it eventually became a leg. And all of a sudden, bam, the dude ran a 4-minute mile. Nobody in the world had ever run a 4-minute mile. But the second he did, all the runners around the world that had never ran a 4-minute mile used his story, not even their story, it's his story. That's why I'm telling you guys, you can use other people's stories to go validate to be your legs. If you want to be sexy, you want to be intelligent, you want to be a leader, you want to be strong, you want to be confident, you want to be fearless, you can use other people's stories. Or you can build it up in your head to build your legs. And so all these other guys grabbed Roger Bannister's story and used it as one of their legs, and bam, 300 people hit the 4-minute mile by the end of the year. You explain that. Well, I just did right here. Right there. So many people develop limiting beliefs about who they are and what they're capable of because they haven't succeeded in the past. They believe that they won't be able to succeed in the future. So they build these limiting beliefs. As a result, out of fear and pain, they start focusing on this word called let's be realistic. How many of you guys have ever said the word, let's be realistic? I really want this, but if I were to be realistic, how many of you guys have said that? Can you drop a hashtag, never again? If you guys have ever said that, hashtag never again. Let me repeat that. As a result, out of fear of pain, they start focusing on realistic. Those people say, let's be realistic. And the reason they're saying let's be realistic is they're living in fear. They're deathly afraid of being disappointed again. So what they do as a protection mechanism is they develop these beliefs to protect themselves that they need to be hesitant, that doesn't allow them to give their all. They do this just to protect themselves, which if you have these beliefs, you say, let's be realistic. They're just saying that so they can protect themselves from being devastated or disappointed again in themselves. And whenever they build up these beliefs, then they hesitate to do big things, or they don't give it the all whenever they want to do big things, which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if you give a little bit of effort, how much rewards do you get? If you give a little bit of effort, how much rewards do you get? Can you drop down like a negative 18,000? Like, they suck. You give sucky effort, you're going to get sucky results. You give good effort, you're probably still going to get sucky results. You give amazing effort, like that's when we start leveling up the good results there, okay? So what happens is these guys, because they haven't had success in the past, they haven't ran the 4-minute mile, they haven't felt sexy, they haven't felt intelligent, they haven't felt like a leader, they haven't felt like they're enough, they haven't felt like they're loved in the past, they haven't had a good story about men, they haven't had a good story about females, they haven't had a good story about money, because they haven't had success in the past. They bring that to the future and they start using the word let's be realistic. And whenever you say let's be realistic, then you start building these beliefs that you shouldn't give your all. Because let's be realistic, just because you don't want to be disappointed again, because disappointment equals pain, then we already know humans will do anything to avoid pain and gain pleasure. So here's the homework. The question is, how can you change this? Sherry, get to the point. How can you change this? By the way, let me just tell you guys this. I'm doing this again. If you guys are getting value out of this, if you guys are getting value out of this, drop a hashtag value. And also what I'm going to go do is I'm obsessed with this culture right here, like obsessed with you guys. And so what I'm offering is once a week, anybody that shares this. So if you push the down button, I don't know where it's at, but the share button, you share this and you drop down hashtag shared, then I'm calculating everybody up that shares at the very end. I'm doing drawing, and then we're going to do a one-on-one coaching session with whoever the winner is. And if you think I get deep now, you just wait till we're one-on-one. It'll be like 30 minutes, but we'll discover a lot. But anyway, I just need to tell you that. So coming back to this, the question is, how do you fix this? It's really quick. Here's going to be your homework. Number one, what I want you guys to go ahead and do is I want you to write down an idea. Something you want to become a belief of yours. So what do you want to be? Don't get philosophical. I'll teach you how to do it one way, super easy, and then you can do it over and over with lots of people, over and over with lots of things in your life. But I want to be intelligent. I want to be a leader. I want to be, what is it? What is your thing you want to be? In fact, drop it down below. What do you want to be? I am sexy. I am intelligent. I am a leader. I am enough. I am strong. I am physically in shape. I am healthy. I am energy. What is your I am? Drop it down below, and I'll teach you how to condition it into your DNA to where you start believing it, because the strongest force for the human personality is the need to stay consistent with who you identify yourself as. And let me teach you how. So I am what? What do you guys want here? Drop it down below. What do you guys want? Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tiny. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Jane. Holy cow, we got so many people on here. Thank you, everybody. Cindy? What is your new idea you want to start believing? I'm waiting on you guys. This is collaboration. This is class participation. Okay. I am, thank you, Cindy. I'm a Mass Pro 10. Tracy says I'm massively successful. Erin says I want to be physically in shape again. Okay, we're going to change it from I want to be to where I am physically in shape. I am relentless, Tom. Okay, here we go. Let's use, oh my gosh, I am relentless. I am enough. I am a leader. Okay, let's just do this. Let's use Tom's. I am relentless. Now, whether you believe this or not is not the point. It's not the point. At one time, you didn't believe anything. You were just a little tiny thing. And all of a sudden, these other people's beliefs were put onto you, which is why you define yourself how you define yourself today. Unless you consciously rewire it, which is what we're doing right now. So you write down what is your belief you want to have. And now what I want you to go and do is build references. We're going to build some tables, some legs underneath it, that validate that I am relentless, that validate I am a leader. So Darla, perfect. I am a leader. How do you know you're a leader? How do you know you're a leader? I need lots of references. I am enough. Christy, how do you know you're enough? Tom, how do you know you're relentless? Aaron, how do you know? How do you know you're physically in shape? John, how do you know you're very outgoing? How do you know? How do you know this stuff? So give me some real life references points in your life. Drop them down below and let's do some community share here. An example, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful example is I did this with a female and it was, I am sexy. She did not feel like she was sexy. And so what happened is, I said, okay, give me some reference points. And she was like, well, I guess I do feel kind of sexy. I guess I do kind of feel sexy whenever my husband, he loves me unconditionally. I guess that could make me feel sexy. I'm like, great, let's use it. So let's put that down. My husband loves me. Good enough. Good enough. Put it down. Okay, now Tom just wrote down, I don't give up. That's how you know you're relentless. Okay, give me an example. I need a real life example that you don't give up. So was it back in kindergarten whenever you had to learn how to tie your shoes? This is really, you could use that stuff. Was it whenever you were deer hunting one time and you didn't stop until you found that sucker? Was it, in a business relationship? Like you did not give up until you got the deal. Was it some sort of job? You did not give up until you got the job. What was it? What was it? What was? Okay, Aaron, perfectly. I played football today with my kids. Write that down. So are you guys getting a picture of this? Hit the heart button if you guys are getting a picture of this. This is so easy in how you can build a new belief. And so the key things I want you guys to really understand. Good job. I saved 2 dogs. I saved 2 dogs today. Okay, so Patty says, I am financially secure and I am healthy. Okay, so that's your idea, Patty. Now go ahead and how do you know that? How do you know that? Now, do these have to be your experiences? No, you can find them through a book. You can find them through somebody else. You can use somebody else's examples. You can make them up in your head, or you can use real life reference points. If you want them super, super strong, number 1, make them personal and super emotional. And number 2, build a whole bunch of them. So whenever I did this, one of the very first times I did this, I had this thing with 2 of the biggest human fears is not being enough and not being loved. And Sherry Holland back here felt like she wasn't enough. And that was one of my limiting beliefs that I had. And I'm like, fudge, that sucks. How can I change it? So I wrote down, I am enough. Which, it took me a long time to finally admit that. So welcome. Why don't I just admit it on the public Facebook? Is this a safe spot, by the way? Can you guys do #safe? This is safe, just to let everybody know. I wrote down, I am enough. And how did I know I was enough? Because I had survived multiple car wrecks. I rolled a haul truck and I survived. That meant my creator said, I am enough to be saved. I woke up in the middle of the night when I was driving 2 a.m. on a 2-lane highway in a snowstorm, and I woke up whenever I was driving right in between 2 semis. And that's when I woke up. 2-lane highway, I'm right in the middle of them. One's going this way, one's going this way. I was right in the middle, and I woke up and I'm like, oh, fudge, and I survived. Because so my reference point I wrote down, because I survived all those accidents, my creator's saying I'm enough. Enough. And then I wrote down a whole bunch of different reference points. But anyway, are you guys getting the picture of this? All right, so that is going to be your homework. It's that simple. So how do you build new beliefs? Number 1, understand that our old beliefs are based on our conditioning and it's not real. The need to stay consistent with who you identify yourself with is the strongest force of human personality. So let's go and consciously design who you want to be. So I want to be relentless. I'm a leader. I'm physically strong. And then once you identify as that, then build a whole bunch of different references and how you know that's true. And the last part is I want you to take that up somewhere in your house. I want you to read every single day and condition it. Nothing is good unless you condition it. You spent the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years conditioning these limiting beliefs, this identity that doesn't serve you, that wasn't even yours. It was your parents, it was your friends' identity that was put onto you. You spent all those years conditioning it into your belief, saying, hey, I'm just not that type of person. When did you decide you weren't that type of person? When you were 3? I'm just shy. I'm an introvert. I don't like people. Gosh, I'm not that type of person. Okay, when did you decide that? Let's go ahead and expand your identity for just a moment. And how do you do that? Bam, here you go. End table legs, done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. If you got value, #value. And the other thing, if you'd really do me a service, is drop down below what was your favorite teaching moment today? What was the biggest point you got out of this? How did this serve you? And in the meantime, can you have the most incredible night of your life? I'll see you guys tomorrow.